4 points from 4 matches represent a disappointing start to the 2024-25 Premier League campaign for Tottenham Hotspur, especially considering how impressively they started last season. By now, the two major shortcomings of Ange Postecoglou's approach have become well established. There's a problem with Spurs' high defensive line and their inability to defend set pieces. Yesterday's 1-0 defeat by Arsenal has inevitably been blamed on the second issue, with Christian Romero losing Arsenal's Gabriel for the winner. But the first problem shouldn't be underestimated either. The problem with a high defensive line is often considered in basic terms. If your defense is high up the pitch, they leave space in behind that can be exploited. The team were missing Yves Bissouma against Arsenal, but it was clearly an issue for the crucial goal in Tottenham's 2-1 defeat at Newcastle in the previous game, too. But in Micky van de Ven, Tottenham have the speediest defender in the league, and he's generally capable of covering that space. The issue, therefore, often isn't the space in behind the defense. It's the space in front after the back for have retreated. Here's one example from Sunday, 30 seconds into the second half. Tottenham are trying to press high up, with right-back Pedro Porro moving forward in advance of holding midfielder Rodrigo Bentancur to join the 4 attacking midfielders and the center-forward Dominic Solanke in the opposition half. Jurrien Timber plays the ball over his head, and Arsenal go on the attack. And this is the result. An odd situation where it's suddenly Arsenal's 4 attackers against 4 Spurs players, and everyone else is completely out of the game. Therefore, the issue isn't that Arsenal might go in behind suddenly, but more that they could work the ball backwards and have space in front of the defense. Eventually, the move ended up in this situation, with Gabriel Martinelli firing the ball across goal towards Bukayo Saka, although Guillermo Vicario intercepted, and the flag was up for offside anyway. Tottenham's players had got themselves back into the right-back zone, but look at the huge amount of space on the edge of the penalty box. That foreshadowed a later move. It came from a situation when Tottenham pushed lots of men forward into the opposition box, but Arsenal cleared and found Kai Havertz about to run in behind. Okay, no problem for Tottenham. The defender here is Van de Ven, and he won't be outrun. But if anything, Van de Ven is actually too fast because Havertz knows he has no chance of beating him. Therefore, he made the intelligent decision to turn backwards, which he might not have done against any other Premier League defender. He then played a backwards pass to Martinelli, and this is Spurs' real problem: the space in front of the retreating defensive line. Martinelli had space to play the ball sideways. And again, albeit with Martinelli on the floor, Arsenal had their 4 attackers against 4 Spurs defenders. Spurs have covered the space in behind well, but it's the space in front that is more of a concern. Arsenal could have worked this situation better. Eventually, Spurs got men back and Arsenal were forced to settle for a corner. But that corner brought the only goal. This does appear to be a constant issue. Here's an early chance for Newcastle in their 2-1 win over Tottenham. It comes from a simple Nick Pope kick downfield, which Anthony Gordon does well to control.